My approach to self-healing and happiness tends to be a little different. I don't want my work to just be like, oh, like be happy. I think it really is a pause for reflection of like, what can you do to really dig a little bit deeper? And like, if you're not feeling great, also embracing those things and knowing that like the smiley is there when you're ready kind of a vibe. Hey, I'm Sequoyah. Welcome to the Coy Collection. Come on in. I am the creator of the Coy Collection, a ceramic brand that specializes in everyday rituals and joy. I have been doing pottery since I'd say about 2009. I started the Coy Collection in 2018, but 2020 is kind of when I really took off as the Coy Collection as we know it today. Whenever I was kind of young, we weren't allowed to have like acrylics and hair and like all of these kind of like fake things. So I kind of wiggled through the system and was like, I really do like earrings and being able to express myself in some type of creative capacity. And so I would say the Coy Collection is kind of my inner child's playground. So I kind of started with the earrings where I pulled from high school curating and things like that. And then pottery, just like into being able to spark joy and really let my inner child kind of be free. Drawing and painting weren't really like interesting to me. I think there's just something really otherworldly about like being able to like transfer energy from your body into another medium. And I think throwing is probably my favorite because of that, just being able to feel things, and I can even like close my eyes and just like kind of really let, you know, the energies communicate, which I really, really do enjoy. Just using my hands and like using my whole body. I mean, I'd say pottery is pretty physical. I make my glazes, I make my slips from scratch, and so there's just something really exciting from making something from dust to a finished piece for me. So this is more of the warehouse part, and this is kind of where we store everything and we let things dry. And so once a piece is coming out of the mold or just been thrown and trimmed, we let it dry for about a week or two. Because if you don't let it dry, it can explode in the kiln with the moisture. So definitely let it dry. So this shelf has all of my work on it. These pieces here were from my birthday, so they're kind of funfetti, kind of like cake. And then these are kind of my signature smiley face pieces as well. This is my buttercup. I actually don't remember why I made it, but it was really cool. And it kind of was like a bit of a joke, so I love this one as well. My little aliens, they were for just like feeling a little bit of imposter syndrome, but then I made them cute. So these are either little crock charms or they're magnets, and I just like little tiny things. And I mean, they spark so much joy, so why not? I think the reason I don't want my work to be overcomplicated, which I think can be interpreted in many different ways. I don't know necessarily that it means like having just a ton of things on the pieces, but I do enjoy the fact that it can stand alone. I would say my work is kind of more conceptual than meets the eye, so I think letting those concepts kind of like come through doesn't mean you have to have like all of this stuff on pieces, I guess. I also find that like just in terms of like fine art thought process, that like something that's hyper realistic or really, really well rendered deserves more praise, and I find that I really enjoy not sitting in that category, but still feeling like I'm getting the praise that I want and need. I am a saucier, and so I just love ranch and sauce in general, and so why not put that in your work? Back when I was an art teacher, I remember when I would give my kids stickers, they would just like fall out and just be like overjoyed. And I know too, I would stop doing notes home that were like negative and do like, oh, you guys did a great job today. And so it was like a really good card to like get to take home and show your parents that you were being amazing in class. And so I think just even those little flips and being able to just reward whenever you're really feeling great as opposed to being like when you're at your worst, I think that's kind of where I love to translate those things, those like thoughts into my work. The little happy faces next to the handle kind of represent a sticker, kind of like when you're doing a good job. And then I would say I like that it's close to the handle because it kind of just like transfers the energy while you're taking a sip from your mug. This is the plaster mold section of the warehouse. So we have used a piece that we've created, either thrown or hand built, and we cast it in plaster. And so it creates a negative space. And so once the plaster is completely dried out, we're able to pour liquid clay into the plaster. And so I'll pour clay into here, and then we let it set up for about 20 to 30 minutes, and it creates kind of a 1/4 inch thick piece. And then once it's completely dry, we can unveil the finished product. My work, just especially during the pandemic, I think I was able to kind of heal by helping other people heal. And so I was really excited to be able to be the Coy Collection full time and really spread joy like to the world, legit. Being a ceramicist is not as sexy anymore, unfortunately. But I think for a while there was really something about buying from someone who had made it. Because people were at home, they were really interested in curating more of a really special connection with the pieces that they were buying. But now that things are kind of opening up, I would see that it is slowing down quite a bit. I think this is just one of the things that you kind of have to problem solve. Just being able to pivot and figure out what is working has kind of been how I approach when things do slow down. Being a Black-owned business in 2020, it was very interesting. I think it was a new navigation that we had to figure out how to kind of tiptoe around. I think there was a lot of like people approaching just because I was Black, and I never wanted to do things just because of that. There was no structure in place when the boom ended. Obviously there's like resources and things like that, but I think the boom was so big that we kind of didn't know how to recover and recuperate. And for me, I just wanted to take time and have like mental peace as opposed to really trying to like push out and pump and really kind of work hard, play hard kind of thing. I'm really excited that I was able to survive it, because I know a lot of businesses had a lot of business and then kind of had to shut down because then the business kind of fleeted. Just in terms of like longevity, having a business has to be something you're passionate about. It's very hard to run a business, even though it looks like sunshine and rainbows. It's there's just a lot of things that people can never prepare for. And so thankfully we were able to survive and still keep it trucking today. For Pottery, everyone kind of shops through my marketplace and my website. Now holiday is coming up, so I will be popping up a little bit more. I am preparing for East Austin Studio Tour. It is a really cool self-guided tour in Austin, Texas that they open up studios all throughout the East, and they actually have West as well. If you are an artist, you can apply and you open up your doors for 2 weekends and people can come through, see your space, purchase your work. And so I will be showing at the Cathedral, which is a really cool artist space that focuses on female-owned artists, mostly in Austin, Texas. It is now November. We're in the heat of holiday season. We are here at the Cathedral for our marketplace for Austin Studio Tour, and I'm very excited to be here. In terms of the holiday rush, my approach is a little different per usual. I really just don't try to do more than I can, but I do start prepping early. I mean, we pretty much start in June, July to kind of start getting pieces ready and being able to have a little bit more ease. The prep for holiday is just creating a lot of the same thing over and over and over again, kind of focusing more on smaller kind of giftable items. Primary lesson this holiday rush specifically, slow all the way down and just kind of let it be. I'd say even this morning I have nothing but calm energy, which I'm very excited about. because I would say holiday typically is rush, 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 go, go, go. And I don't know, I'm kind of taking the opposite approach this year, and it's been really lovely not being in such a hurry and rush. And I think that'll also come across just even in the markets today by like just conversating with people and just kind of really just taking it slow. I would say getting here has been crazy just in this artistic journey. I think just even making a name for myself and trying to really get out there has really aligned me with like people that also share the vision and share the excitement for being a creative. And I think that is what's most important for me. It's not trying to climb to the top or get to a specific place, it's just enjoying the journey.